Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Taylor Talks Comics. Today we're going to be talking about a great Kickstarter comic book called Blood Force Trauma. Alright, so Blood Force Trauma is a comic book who I think had a publisher at one point, and I should have looked this up before the video. I think it was Albatross Comics, the publisher that Eric Powell does. But for some reason that fell through, so Jake Smith and Hiram Corbett, I'm probably butchering that name, I apologize, decided to go to Kickstarter to release this comic. And they have a campaign going right now for issue number 4, and I implore everyone to back it because this comic book is just a blast. It's fun, it's what comic books should be, and I'm going to go over it with you guys today. First in my Kickstarter though, this is the one I backed on their most recent campaign, and to get caught up I got issues 1, 2, and 3. This most recent campaign I only backed for issue 4 because I already have the first 3. But you can go back on there and collect all 4 to get caught up. That's one of the tiers you can back on the campaign. But I also got some cool stickers. So this is one of the characters, Ben Ganza, I believe. And this is the main character, Zap Daniels, who's just an awesome character design. I think that's one of the things I love about this comic too, is the character designs are so cool. It's one thing I really look for in comic books, is killer character designs. And then I got these cool buttons, which, who doesn't like some good buttons? Oh, jeez. Get the focus there. This is the cover star of issue number 2. And here's Zap Daniels again. There's another. So Blood Force Trauma. As you can see, it's very bright, vibrant, neon colors. It's a cyberpunk, futuristic kind of world. And here's the three covers you have here. I do love on the first issue, Pizza Masters. They have like this fake, it's like not even on the cover, but it looks like it is. I can't get that into focus. Price tag on there. They didn't do that for the other covers. I'm not sure if that's just because the price change maybe, I don't know. But it's really cool, I just love those little touches that when people do that. And then Jake Smith signed them for the backers. I'll show you the back covers here. I do love that the backs of issues number 1 and 3 look like the back of like a cassette, like a home video cassette box you'd get like, I don't know, I think Blockbuster. Because this is very much like a kitsch culture, something like a movie you'd rent in your childhood from Blockbuster, like maybe like a B movie or whatever, and then you're blown away at how cool it was. And then there's a pinup by Aaron Conley, which they have a lot of cool pinups for different artists. They did that too. You can look on their Kickstarter. Chad Moore did a variant cover for issue number 4, so they're getting bigger and bigger names. But I love that. It kind of reminds me of Mike Allred back in the day when he would get pinups from big name artists to do like Madman, jeez. All right, so here's the opening cover and the credits. So it's created and plotted by Jake Smith and Hiram Corbett. The script, art, and colors by Jake Smith, and then the colors are flatted by Michael Angelo Arbon, and Rob Cloma. Sorry, probably butchering those names, but there's all the credits for how the team breaks it down. So, as you can see, the artwork is just incredible. I don't know why. The thing that blows my mind is why this comic book has not been picked up by a publisher. Like, this would be like perfect for like an Image Comics, I feel like, would eat this up. This would be a huge popular series just because the things that it taps into. It taps into like 80s and 90s nostalgia. Like, it feels like a Saturday morning cartoon, but it can be violent, so it's very much a Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic, or maybe like a video game aesthetic from the 90s, but very much geared towards adults. So it's like the people growing up on 80s, 90s nostalgia, video games and movies. Like there's just a preview of like the awesome brutality and violence you can imagine, or you can see in this. The people that grew up on that stuff are now old enough to buy and enjoy this comic book. So as you can see, the artwork's just amazing. I love the colors to it. One thing that drives me nuts about modern comics is that like there's like this new trend of like earthy, muddy browns all over the place. And when I see, and there's like fighter databases with these cool like fake video game covers and stuff. But this, and then here's some cool pinup galleries. Brandon Graham was the star of this one, I believe, in my opinion, just because I love Brandon Graham. But, and then all the people that brought this comic book to life. And then a preview for next issue. What was I saying? I don't know, but here's how the story goes. It's this world, like I said, the cyberpunk futuristic world, bone coming out of the skin, where there's this TV show where people like get into like real brutal fights. Think of like Mortal Kombat if it became a reality TV show. That's the kind of world that these guys live in. And the main character, Zap Daniels, is like the biggest fan of the show ever. But he's also a huge video gamer. But what happens when, here's the pinup gallery for the last one. I think that was my favorite one. I love that art. Armand Hardin, I'm not familiar with that artist, but what happens when Zap Daniels, the mega fan of Blood Force Trauma, the TV show, gets sucked into the TV show and has to fight for his life. And that's the premise of Blood Force Trauma. Can his video gaming skills help him when he's fighting real badasses? Well, you won't find out unless you buy Blood Force Trauma. And I do love that they end on cliffhangers too. And then here's like the next issue. This issue number 4 that they're kickstarting right now. They end on cliffhangers. Like this comic book is built to be like a monthly or bi-monthly title. It's built to appeal to you people right off the stands. Like if this was on the comic book stand in your LCS, like look at this cover. Like, this guy's wearing this Bruce Lee outfit. I'm buying that comic if it's on the stands. And that's exactly why I backed this Kickstarter, was because it was so attention grabbing. But it's published by their own imprint, their own self-publisher, Dead Gremlin Comics. But if any comic book publisher's watching this, pick these guys up. This comic book needs to be picked up. But I know Jake Smith said that he has, I think, issues 1 through 12 planned out. And issue number 4 is already done. They just need to take it to the printers, which is the best kind of Kickstarter to back, is a comic book that's already ready to go, already finished. They just need to send it to the printers. So back it, and you won't have to wait too long to get your comic book. Of course, there'll be like logistical things. You have to get everybody's survey in and package everything together. They package it all together and send it out themselves. So you're not going to get it right away, of course, but you'll get it soon after. It's not the kind of comic on Kickstarter that you're, once the campaign ends is when they start doing the comic. The comic's done. It's ready to go, ready to be in your hands. So I implore everybody to back this, because this is a great comic that everyone needs to be reading. And one of the things I want to do on this channel is highlight those kinds of comics that people should be reading from smaller press and lesser known cartoonists. So Blood Force Trauma, check it out. And then give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below if you're going to back Blood Force Trauma. If you have already backed it, if you've been reading it, let me know what you think, and have a good one.